What's up, everyone? Welcome to EDC Fanatics. If you are new here and interested in knives, EDC gear, and firearms that are of high quality but affordable, definitely hit the subscribe button so you will not miss weekly videos of unboxings, reviews, and testing of all kinds of EDC gear, knives, firearms, and everything of the sort. You will not want to miss it. All right, with that being said, let's get into the purpose of today's video. All right, guys, today we are going to be doing a 3-item EDC pick. So what would I pick if I could only take 3 items? Maybe I had to prioritize to this level as far as spending, what I would buy, or maybe, I'm wearing mesh shorts today and I can only carry like a couple pounds. Or I guess maybe ounces, I should say. But all right, item number 1 is going to be firearm. I am pretty much always going to carry a firearm. I guess you could also call this the minimum I would leave the house with, put it that way. But yeah, firearm number 1, because I can use this in self-defense. There's no other items here. And really, I mean, sure, I usually would carry a full-tang knife, but if you know anything about knife fighting, you really would not prefer to get into a knife fight with anyone, even if they did not know what they were doing and you did. It's just, there's way too much risk. A firearm is actually far safer for you. But yeah, as I said, item number 1, firearm. Even if I can only carry 1 item, I'm picking a firearm. As I said, just because this is pretty much my only self-defense choice. I could be protecting or saving myself, family member, friend, whoever. So item number 1, firearm, absolute must. Item number 2 is going to be multi-tool. For me personally, the Leatherman Wave, out of all the multi-tools I have, is what I would pick, mainly because, as you can see here, there is no pocket knife, full-tang knife, or anything. So this straight edge blade is going to mean a lot to me on my multi-tool. Now, I was referring to saying that the Wave will be my top pick. I do have like the Leatherman, for example. It does also have a blade, but the Waves is just far better. And then if you really wanted to go even smaller, this is a little Gerber multi-tool. Does have a blade, but obviously we all could agree that the Leatherman's is probably the best. It's at least the biggest. But really, a multi-tool, as long as it had a blade that could replace your knife for the day or whatever, would be good enough. Obviously, the Wave and all the Leathermans, they all have the pliers and the screwdrivers and everything inside, so they'll pretty much cover anything you'll need it to, just as long as it has a solid blade on it, as I said, if you're picking 3 items and one of your other 3 is not a knife. So, multi-tool. Item number 2, that's an absolute must-have for carrying in a 3 only pick. And then 3rd item is going to be flashlight. I feel like this is where some people might disagree when they're saying, well, what about, maybe a watch? What about the lighter? Maybe if you're big on like paracord bracelets, some people really like EDC hankies, whatever the other options are. Obviously, being limited to 3 is not ideal, but if I had to pick 3, flashlight definitely comes in 3rd. To me, there's not even a close 4th. This is an Olight Baton 2. I picked this one specifically because it kind of has a lot of features on it. You can pop this clip right off. I don't have to carry this on my pocket with the clip if I don't want to. Nice strong light, battery lasts a long time. This one in particular, it has several modes, so I could have it dim or really bright. I believe it goes up to 1150 lumens, which I think is pretty powerful for a small flashlight like this. The way the charging works, it had actually a really nice little kind of port thing. You just sit right on top of here. It magnet and charges. So I think that's really, really nice. If you don't like this one, would highly recommend a Streamlight. This is kind of their smallest one. This is the Micro Stream. Very nice as well. Slightly different than the Olight, but both good choices. But yeah, that would be my 3 items here. Firearm coming in at 1. And I did do these at what I would rank them. Multi-tool number 2 and flashlight would be number 3. Be really curious to hear what anyone else thinks, what your top 3 would be, especially if you would pick a different one of these 3. Maybe you would not pick a flashlight. I'd be curious to hear why. And same thing for the multi-tool. I personally can't imagine anyone not carrying a multi-tool. Maybe you don't carry one as big as like a Leatherman like this, but yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to see what I would pick if I could only do 3, and I'm really curious to hear what you all have to say. So with that, I will see you guys next time, and don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think.